Good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery, Smart Money Alliance and IIMFL. It's my pleasure to visit with you this morning on Wednesday, February 24th, 2021 at 7:59 a.m. Central. We typically get together about 1 minute before the top of the hour, before 8 o'clock Central weekdays, and visit with our distribution partners. We have three primary types of distribution partners. We have affiliates, free and easy to be an affiliate. Who wouldn't want to be? Spread the word, no sales involved, refer people into the Access to Capital program. The client has no upfront cost, a guaranteed $100,000 capital raise, no minimum credit score, no minimum time in business to qualify. It's like printing money. It's great. You're helping people make a lot of money. We have credit literacy educators, and you can see on the screen here, we're going to be talking about credit literacy. Credit literacy educators go out and create awareness. They can teach this curriculum that I'm going to review with you today, but they don't have to. They're certainly not sales professionals. They generate awareness and they refer in, and we help people with the Credit Boost program. The Credit Boost program is incredible. We're enrolling an insane number of clients into Credit Boost right now. The proposition is strong, isn't it? No upfront costs, guaranteed credit improvement. They only pay based upon results. It's huge, and it's not credit repair. It's adding new positive credit. Incredible. And so Credit 101 we're going to talk about today. We've talked about it before, but we're going to talk about it more today. So I'll come back to that. And then at the top of the hill, top of the mountain, we have our joint venture partners. Our joint venture partners are also educators. They're also affiliates. So all joint venture partners hold those other roles, but not all affiliates or joint venture partners, not all educators or joint venture partners. So our joint venture partners are unique in the sense that they actually work with the clients. They mentor the clients. They get paid $100 an hour to mentor those orphan clients. They're writing key person policies. They're making a lot more money than the other roles. But not everyone's cut out to be a joint venture partner. So separate from that, let's get to the topic today. And I want to convey the two E's: educate, enroll. Educate, enroll. If you will embrace, I guess that's another E, but if you'll embrace education, you will help a lot of people and create a massive pipeline. What we talked about a few weeks ago is presenting the Credit 101 workshop. This is available to our educators and our joint venture partners. Our affiliates don't do this. So if you're an affiliate, feel free to listen, but affiliates are not involved with credit education. So with Credit 101, it can be taught in person or online. It can be set up as a short presentation or a long presentation. Could be a half day even. Now, I would be hesitant to do a 4-hour webinar, right? People are going to fall asleep. They're going to multitask. They're going to leave their computer. But this was really designed to do best in person. But in today's pandemic and social distancing circumstances, you may want to teach it online. I'm not going to go through everything in detail, but I want to get you more excited as I am about the power of this educational material, award-winning material, and encourage you to follow the two E's: educate and then enroll. So in other words, you're going to refer them into the Credit Boost program. I suspect that you'll find about 90%, about 90% of the people that go through Credit 101 will enroll in Credit Boost. And frankly, about half of them will probably become credit literacy educators on your team. We're not MLM, we're not network marketing, but we have override commissions. And we see about a 50% conversion rate. 50% of clients become distribution partners as well. And that's what you want, right? You want to be able to create a team so more people are out creating awareness and more people are getting enrolled. So you're creating passive income. Because you can go out and teach this Credit 101, and I encourage you to do so, but there's only so many hours in the day. So by leveraging other people's time that goes out and educates this, you get overrides. It's the perfect economic model. The Credit 101 is robust. It has the PowerPoint slides ready to go. We'll skim through some of those now. It has the participant guide ready to go. So each participant that's attending in person or online gets a guide to follow along with. I'll show you that in a minute. It includes the instructor's guide that properly prepares you. And certainly we're going to spend some time on that in a moment. But let's start with just looking at some of the PowerPoint slides to give you a high level understanding of the value of teaching Credit 101. All right, so let's get onto this. So we see Credit 101. When we start it, we're going to make sure that all the attendees have a participant guide. We're going to have them turn to page 57. So yes, this is a significant participant guide. This isn't a 3-page guide. This is almost a 100-page guide. But they go to page 57 and we do some pre-training surveys because we want to assess learning, don't we? When we're teaching, we don't want to just be talking. We want to be able to demonstrate, improve financial literacy by the participants going through Credit 101. How do we accomplish that? Partially by doing a pre-training and post-training survey. Now, I know some of you at this point, you're rolling your eyes in your head and saying, I don't want to be a teacher. I don't want to be an instructor. I don't want to go out and educate. That's fine. Manage those people. Go develop a team of people that will go educate, that will go instruct. Let them do the legwork and you just sit back and get paid the overrides. That's fine. And then others of us, like Billy and myself, former educators, we're passionate about educating. So there's some of us that are willing to do it and others that are really wanting to be more leaders and facilitators, or you could do a combination of the both. All right, so there's multiple sections within the Credit 101 curriculum. And again, you can see it's making reference to page 3, the participant guide. And so we teach them about the relevance of credit history and we kind of quiz them. Well, what is included on a credit report? Because I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir. You all are experts. You all are very knowledgeable, but the average American doesn't really understand the nuances of how credit works. And they may not even understand what does appear on their credit report. So you can see that this is designed to be interactive, whether it be Zoom-based or in person, to get the audience involved, not just to be a talking head in front of the room for 30 minutes up to 4 hours. And so we go through and educate them about the 3 primary credit bureaus, how credit scores are calculated, why it's relevant, risk-based pricing, the impact of not having a credit score. There's experts like Dave Ramsey, who's made millions. And frankly, you should be able to make as much as Dave Ramsey has done through our model, but that's an aside. But he teaches people don't use credit, avoid credit, pay cash for everything. Well, there's some challenges with that because if at some point you need to use your credit to buy a car, to buy a home, to get a business loan, and you haven't built your credit profile, it puts you at a distinct disadvantage. So we educate on that as well. You can see that we're going deep into credit. And so even those churches that are offering Financial Peace University through Ramsey's group is not a problem because we're not duplicative of Financial Peace University, but we're taking a deep dive into credit, which he does not do. Their model does not do. We have different scenarios to understand it from a consumer's perspective. Again, we have interaction in terms of the lecture and then having the attendees, the students, fill out forms and so on. So then we get into credit scores and talk about how credit scores are calculated and so forth. So I'm not going to waste your time by going through this presentation, but it is very, very strong. And so we make this available to you. We teach them how to go about building and repairing credit. And of course, what you and I do as credit literacy educators is not credit repair, but credit boost by adding new positive credit. And that's going to typically be your call to action at the end of the presentation is, okay, now we've learned, let's go apply that with no upfront cost. Let's go ahead and get you enrolled in the Credit Boost program today. Guaranteed credit score improvement, and it's not credit repair, it's adding positive. Now, some of you, like Monique and others, are credit repair professionals. Great, well, you can dovetail into that as well. If you want to offer credit repair coming off of this, in addition to Credit Boost, it's not what we offer, but that's fine. And Monique, keep in mind, your one client that's had 2 rounds of capital raise is going to the courthouse this week if he doesn't pay, Ricky, if he doesn't pay that invoice. So Monique, you may want to prompt him. Okay, and so let's get away from the PowerPoint, which was helpful. I just wanted to give you an overview of it, and it is 70 slides long. So depending upon how interactive you want to make the presentation and how much time you have, you may not have time to go through all of it, but it's very good, turnkey, ready to go. Now let's flip over and talk about the instructor's guide. And so we want to properly prepare each of you that's going to go teach Credit 101. And so let's look at a few of the pages here. And again, this is very detailed. It's going to prepare you to do this. And so, we've got the background, how to get it opened, how to teach each section. And let's go ahead and go through some of these pages just so you can see. So training preparation checklist, of course, you want to review the instructor's guide. You want to have reviewed the participant guide, which I have right over here, next tab over. This is what the participants get, which I realize in formatting looks somewhat similar to what we're looking at with the instructor's guide, but let's get back to the instructor's guide. And you want to be familiar with the slides. So again, I know that for some of you, going out and teaching this curriculum is too much. It's not what you prefer to do. It's not your comfort zone. I wouldn't encourage you to go outside of your comfort zone. I would instead encourage you, let's recruit some credit literacy educators on your team that are willing to go teach this. Speaking of that, teachers are great to become credit literacy educators. When I was a teacher, I taught high school business and computer sciences, made a big whopping, I think it was $55,000 a year, which was not enough to support a family of 5. So I needed to go find side gigs. And so I got a side gig teaching GED classes through a local community college. Do you know what they paid me to teach those GED classes? A miserable 25 bucks an hour. It was terrible. It hardly wasn't worth the time. Here, you can find those educators that have a desire, give them the turnkey curriculum, and then they're going to be able to teach probably about 90% of the attendees. Let's say you have a class of 20, normally about 18 will enroll in Credit Boost. They're going to make on average $300 for each of those clients. Do that math. 300 times 18, that's probably about as much as they make in a month as a full-time instructor by teaching Credit 101 once. So again, you need to listen to this as a leader. Even if you don't want to instruct yourself, you need to develop, I believe you need to develop a team of educators that will go teach it. And of course you get overrides. Okay, so we're going through the instructor's guide, and it gives you just really step-by-step information of how to effectively teach it. It's outstanding, it's turnkey, it's ready to go. Obviously, we always want to have the purpose in mind. So what is the purpose of teaching Credit 101? We're going to explain the importance of credit scores and reports. We're going to explain how credit history impacts access to credit, loans, housing, jobs, insurance, and other services. Explains how to get, review, and dispute errors on credit reports. Describes ways to build credit, even if little or no credit history exists. And what's an option? Credit Boost, right? The 2 E's, educate and enroll. Educate and enroll. The enrollment's going to happen automatically as long as you prompt them with that call to action. People are not going to come to your Credit 101 presentation if they have great credit. They're going to come because they don't have great credit and they need information and they need assistance. You're in the right spot at the right time. Explain to them how to repair, improve, and maintain credit, how credit scores are calculated, and so forth. Now, for Monique and those of you that are credit repair professionals, I've seen how Monique is remarkable. And one of the styles that she uses is she'll take the contrarian approach. Hey, I'll teach you how credit works, Joe and Susie and 18 other people. And if you want to go do it on your own, go do it on your own. But what she knows is the average person doesn't want to do their own credit repair. They want a professional to assist them with that. And so she takes a contrarian approach and has a high conversion. But regardless, we're not involved with credit repair. If you are, fine. We're focused on educating and then enrolling in Credit Boost. No upfront cost. You're going to generate on average $300 per. Okay, so back to the instructor's guide. So here is really interesting how we've broken it down. So you look at the sections and how long it's expected to take. This may shock you a little bit because this is really rich in material. So the module opening, where you do the welcome, the pre-training survey, and introductory activity, you could be spending 10 to 30 minutes just on the opening module. Well, if you're doing a short Zoom, obviously you're going to compress the heck out of this. But if you want to do a really robust in-person presentation at churches, community centers, and you're going to have the pastor and the church's administrative staff in the back of the room just smiling because they're going to see how professional and proficient you are at educating this audience. I've gone into libraries and taught this. And you know what the first thing they say when it's over? When can you come back? We want to have this again. So then you get to section 1. Well, you might need to allocate up to 55 minutes. Can you compress it? Of course, but this is rich of material. This isn't just some high-level overview where people walk away and say, well, I didn't learn anything. Section 2, if you teach it to its full extent, another 30 minutes. Section 3, another 45 minutes. So you can see that this can very easily become a half-day session. If you're going to do it on Zoom, I would not bring people into a 4-hour Zoom. But you could break it into maybe 4 different weekly lessons if you wanted to. So the participant's guide, the instructor's guide is awesome. You can see that it's packed full of information. It prompts you what to say and what to do. I mean, you are ready to go out and teach people about credit in such a sense that pretty much no one else is. You're going to make a difference in their lives. You're going to help them improve their credit scores so they can buy the house, they can buy the car, they can qualify for the business loan. You're going to create a massive pipeline, frankly, not only for Credit Boost, but also access to capital. Because what do we know? And we've got a bunch of people on today's webinar, which is exciting. Anna Marie and April and Arthur and Barry and Beatrice and Bernard, Billy, Kwong, Dion, James, Jim, John, Joseph, Mark, Monique, of course, Nathaniel, Quentin, Robert, Sanya, Scott with 1 T, Scott with 2 T's, Timothy, Will, William, and others. What we know is people normally don't care about credit. They care about the utility of their credit. What is it that they want to do with their credit that they're not currently able to? Buy a house, buy a car, get business financing probably are the top 3. So bottom line is the instructor's guide is bulletproof. And so there's that. And then lastly, we have the participant guide. Now, we also have some training videos to go along with this, but I'm not going to take your time up to play a video. I'll make sure that if you're interested in teaching Credit 101, all you need to do is let us know. We'll get you plugged in. We'll support you. This is amazing. This is a way to make a real difference in people's lives. If you're willing to teach it, or if you're not willing to teach it, that's fine. Then build a team that goes and teaches it in person and or online. Okay, so on the participant's guide, of course, it's going to look similar to the instructor's guide, but it's from the perspective of the participant, right? It's not teaching them how to teach it. It's just helping them learn. So we talked about how it has the interactive, so asking them questions like, well, is this on a credit report? Arrest and convictions. Is your income on a credit report? Yes or no? And then, of course, the instructor is going to guide them through and then educate them. And so then they have this great takeaway. And so this can be made available to them via PDF if they're doing it remotely online. If you're doing it in person, normally you would print this out and have it for them. All right, so I've rambled now for 18, 19 minutes, but I'm extraordinarily excited about the ability that we have to go out and teach. And you can either teach or facilitate people that are teaching, but I think to do neither of those is greedy, it's irresponsible, and self-serving. I think we need to focus on helping others. What can we do to help others? And if we help them get what they want, you're going to make a shitload of money. So if you go out and teach this or have people teach this in person or online, you'll have group sizes normally of 20. Normally of those 20, normally 18 will enroll in Credit Boost. And you're going to make about $300 on average for each that enrolls in Credit Boost. And if it's your team that's doing it, you get paid overrides. So I need to address the questions that you all have about teaching Credit 101, because we've got a few of you that's actively out doing this. But to be honest with you, most of you aren't. And so that's my failure, not yours, right? Somehow I've not conveyed up until today on February 24th that we have the participant guides, we have the instructor guides, we have the PowerPoints, and this is going to make you an adult income by helping people. No, we don't charge anyone for going through the Credit 101 presentation. That's not the model. Instead, we want them to attend free, educate them, and then help them enroll in Credit Boost. Okay, let's get into your question. So Monique says she loves this, thinking about doing it. A lot of people interested. Absolutely. I agree, Monique. Thank you, Robert. Okay, who else has questions on this topic? We're talking about going out and teaching Credit 101. This is an amazing opportunity to fill your funnel, to help people to make an adult income. Who has questions on Credit 101? Questions on Credit 101. Who would like to start teaching this? Now, don't misinterpret this for the official request so we get you plugged into all this information. But if you can use the Q&A, the question and answer function of Zoom, can you just reply back if this is something that you might like to start teaching in the month of March? Anna Marie, yes or no? April, yes or no? Arthur, yes or no? Barry, yes or no? Just looking for feedback. And it's okay. I'm not going to throw you under the bus if you don't want to. All I would encourage you is if you don't see yourself teaching this, then don't take it off of your plate. Instead, say, okay, I don't want to teach it, but I'm going to have educators that will go teach it. And then we'll recruit educators. They'll go teach it. You make overrides. They get paid. We help clients. So in terms of questions, this is currently only available in English. And I know that that's a disadvantage, and almost a daily basis we get asked, is this available in Mandarin, Chinese, and Spanish, and French, and Portuguese, and so forth? It's not at this time, and I don't even want to set an expectation when it will be. And I apologize for that. Okay, so are there any other questions? Today might be the world's shortest training session that we've had. Let's review. Credit 101 is a powerful way to help people and create a massive sales funnel. The sales funnel will be composed of certainly Credit Boost enrollments. On average, 9 out of 10 people or more that attend your workshop in person or online will enroll in Credit Boost. And secondly, there'll be a very significant spillover into access to capital. Because what did we say? People want better credit for a reason. The utility of better credit is typically one of three things, or a combination of three things. Get a mortgage, get car financing, get business financing. Well, the third of which, of course, dovetails in exactly into our access to capital program. And so again, if you're interested in teaching this, just email us or email me, Thomas at iimfl.org, and we can add you to the list so you're one of the Credit 101 instructors. There's no cost to become a Credit 101 instructor. You do need to, of course, be a credit literacy educator or joint venture partner, but there's no cost to teach this. You're not paying for the materials. There's no hidden strings, but you have to be willing, obviously, to teach it. Now, you could just set up your own classes. You could set it up and promote it through Eventbrite. You could go through hosts, which is smart. How did Dave Ramsey make over $25 million last year? His team calls churches and sets up workshops at churches. Churches are a great place. It's not the only place that you could be teaching Credit 101, but it's a great place. And correct, John, this is not addressing business credit. This is specifically on personal credit. we have different material for business credit. And Timothy's asking, yes, so this is part of being a credit literacy educator or a joint venture partner, because all joint venture partners are also credit literacy educators. Of course, not all credit literacy educators are joint venture partners. So just email me, Thomas at iimfl.org, and I can get you plugged into all of this. Some of you are just chatting that, and I don't have the ability to assimilate that on the fly. April says she wants to build a team, but she doesn't have a team. And again, that's not difficult. As far as recruiting credit literacy educators, you explain what we do, much like today, see if they'd be willing to either spread the word informally or teach. And if so, then on the IIMFL page, on the inquiry form at the bottom of the page, just simply put in their name, their email, their phone number, check the appropriate box at the bottom of the page, and then we'll get them plugged in. You'll also want to plug them in Post Affiliate Pro to be your sub affiliate, because Post Affiliate Pro is what manages the comp payout. So as long as they're in your hierarchy in Post Affiliate Pro, then you're positioned for the overrides. All right, well, thank you, everyone. Today's specialized topic was on Credit 101. I hope that you'll engage. I hope that you'll use it. We'll be back tomorrow morning, same time, and we'll return to more of an open forum tomorrow, specifically addressing the needs, questions, concerns of our mentors. Again, our mentors are assigned clients. They're paid $100 an hour to mentor those orphan clients, and they're working with the clients through the 4-week process. So we'll be back on that normal schedule tomorrow. Thank you all, and I encourage you to consider starting to teach Credit 101. Have a good day. Bye-bye.